Hello, hello. Welcome back to the Virgo channel. My name is Laura. I'm going to do a general message for Virgo. Know that energy is fluid. Roles could be reversed, so cross watches. You are more than welcome to watch because you may resonate with this video more than Virgo does. It's up to you guys to interpret the message as it best resonates. Never force anything. Take what you need, leave the rest. If you're new to my channel, know that I like to look at everything. We don't just look at what goes on the surface. We do look at the spiritual blocks, the shadows, see how they play out as karmic themes within your experience, allows you to heal and shape shift your situation. So the reading is just a little bit longer because it goes that extra layer. We do that extra layer. And I feel like it's very, like I said, very healing because even if you're not in the situation, many people have gone through situations that are traumatic and they're afraid that those same types of experiences are going to play out in their life. So when we see what the block is and see why they happen, how we actually contribute to the undesirable life experience that plays out, we actually have the opportunity to break that karmic cycle. And that's really important when you have blocks within your relationship, because there's nothing worse than, feeling unworthy, feeling like you can't have it, feeling like it just doesn't happen for you. All right. Now, if you want to enter into winning a free reading with me, you need to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and write the word of the video in your comment bar. The word of the video is always the energy of how the video starts, is how spirit tells me to start. Anything of any importance, by the way, you can find in the description box. That is in reference to the channel. And if you're interested in any type of shadow healing program, you definitely want to check out the Patreon link, because all my shadow healing programs include inner child healing, shadow healing, reparenting, and all the healing modalities to heal the effects of trauma. For $7.99 a month, you can't beat it, because shadow healing needs to be a practice that we do daily. It's a practice that needs to be done consistently, because healing, it's like peeling an onion. Once you think you're done, you get to another layer. All right. Now let's see what that word of the day is. Obsession, compulsive. So, Virgo, I feel like you are connected to someone that you're just not giving them the time. And they have become so obsessive about you. They can't stop thinking about you. They're so obsessed, I should say, with you. Um, and why they keep thinking about you is because they have so many different feelings and emotions about you. First, you're a soulmate. So there's this deep spiritual connection and this feeling of unconditional love and familiarity, where you feel like home to this person and they don't understand why they've never experienced anything like that. And so they do like that. But then you challenge them. You again make them question their reality, the life that they're living. You make them not like the life that they're living, and that irritates them. And it also irritates them that they're not really giving you time, and they never really gave you the time, and you don't really seem to care anymore. At one time, I feel like they felt like you cared and it gave them energy, um, because they really, I feel like they could never really see themselves with you, though they were very attracted to you. And again, you have always felt home to them. You don't think the way that they do. Your approach to life is different. And I feel like they had a lot of judgments on it. And now I feel like they have judgments of the way that they live. And so that's what's triggering to them, because you made that happen. You came into their life and you kind of disrupted their life. So you're definitely a soulmate. I feel like you're a twin flame, because you've come into this person's life and you have completely like turned their life upside down. That's what their life feels like to them. And it's because they were living out of balance. They were living more from the ego part of self. And so only caring about themselves, only thinking about money, and material things and how things would make them look. Again, very shallow, but they were having a good time with it. They didn't have a problem with living that way until you came along. So again, I feel like they're just obsessed with the thoughts of you, whether they're happy, whether they're angry, whether it's like all different triggers. And I actually feel like you feel the same because you have this strong desire for them and you do have a lot of love for them, but they trigger you because you know that they're immature. That's the energy there. This isn't even they think different than you. I feel like you're like, no, they're immature. They deliberately play games because they're immature to get me to act a certain way because that they're very manipulative and they're used to getting what they want. And to the point that I just feel like you're both stuck. You're both stuck, but and you're stuck because you're ruminating on them as they are you. So that's the underlying energy. So we know that this is going to be really intense type of connection, which a lot of soulmate twin flames are, because there's a lot of love, a lot of unconditional love. There's a lot of passion. That fire from passion is what transmutes those wounds. This person, I feel like, believes that they're supposed to be in your life and you them. However, you're both like, not, but not the way that you are, but not the way that you are. So there's also like a lot of pride on both parties, I feel like. Let's see, I love you, so I can't stop thinking about you, which we knew that because again, the obsessive behavior, right? These are the hidden truths. And we know that there's unconditional love. I feel you leaving me behind. And like I said, I feel like your life is changing. And as I said, you're like, I want you in my life, but not the way that you are. And you're like, you're just so immature. It's like, this isn't even that you don't think the way that I think. And I think, Virgo, that you're coming into a place in your life that you're like, I want to be happy. And I don't think that this person can make me happy at the end of the day. That's what it looks like. And this person feels it. That's why they feel like you're leaving behind. Because it's again, you feel like they're so immature. They always seem to be tempted by other people, other things, always putting everything before you, acted like they didn't really care. Again, your needs were never not met. It's like, again, always try to get the relationship on their terms, always try to, like, emotionally manipulate you so that you would react. But again, always thinking about themselves. They're selfish. Again, fierce. And so, and then getting when you defend yourself, when you say something to this person, they take it like you're being fierce. They take it like you're attacking them, that you're judging them, when really you're not. It's like just another tactic for them to try to manipulate the situation. And this is what you felt. Again, and secrets, like not 100% letting you in, not it's this person isn't just, again, I'm going to say it, immature. It's they're not emotionally intelligent. They keep you out of certain aspects of their life. They don't tell you the whole story of things that are going on. Like, it's their way of manipulating. Their way of controlling you without giving you anything. I feel like there's this person, I'm sorry, they're a narcissist, they, even though I know that they think that they truly have feelings for you, it's like the whole holding back information so that you can't make the appropriate decisions for yourself. And I feel like those secrets can be anything because this person gets tempted by things. So it could be other people, it could be addictions, it could be, again, just not letting you fully in their life. Things that they don't even need to lie about, things that they don't even need to hold back from you, just their way of controlling. And again, like I said, I said it the whole time, just childish. Like, I mean, it's their way of, you know, acting coy, like, who, me? But then doing all this stuff to like emotionally manipulate you. That's the energy, emotionally and psychologically manipulating. And it's mainly because they don't want to grow up. They want to be able to do what they want when they want to do it. And then, like I said, gaslighting, it's like if you say something to this person, they're gonna make like the problem's you. Again, keep kept out. Like again, like I said, like they want you to like open up the doors, roll out the red carpet for them, give them front row seats, dinner, a seat at your dinner table, but they're not going to give you anything. Like the energy is grossly imbalanced. Where this person normally I feel like tries to go for empathic people, people that they know are givers, but obviously people that don't know their worth. And that's the thing. This person doesn't think that you know your worth. Assumptions again, and then them again, whenever you want to have a conversation with them, when you're trying to tell them what's going on, like how you're feeling, they don't really want to hear it. They're like, again, turn it back onto you, like you're judging them. Like, no, no, you're just assuming that. It's like, no, there should be no secrets where I don't know what's going on, that I have to assume anything. And they're like, no, no, this is you. This is you. Again, just childish behavior, keeping you up in your head, keeping you stuck. Again, not giving anything to you, but creating so much emotional turmoil within you that that's what keeps you stuck, makes you vulnerable. Again, but you called their bluff. You called their bluff. It's again because you always felt like there was still like somebody around, whether or not it's again an ex, whether it's just a random person, they're always tempted by someone or something. It's why they can't fully commit to you. And I feel like sometimes this person would deliberately try to make you jealous with their ex. Like they had a good relationship with their ex, and they never had a good relationship with their ex. The same way that they treat you is the same way that they treat their ex. They have intimacy issues. So, of course, now that the person doesn't want them, they want that person, or they act like they want that person, where really they don't even want that person. Just same as now that you're acting like you don't want to be with them. Now all of a sudden this person is like, oh, I love you. But when they had you, they didn't do that. It's again, and I feel like you had expectations of this person. Like again, like they made you have expectations of them because of how they came in, how they again really connected. The person felt like home to you. And vice versa. So, but again, the way that they act, the way that's so immature, no one would know that unless you were actually in a relationship with them. I feel like you saw it and you were like, you try to manipulate me every which way that you can, including like your ex, which I know you didn't even get along with your ex, but you're gonna, try to manipulate me, try to get me all emotional, up in my head, want me to act childish by gaslighting. It's like, but I feel like intuitively you knew, like intuitively you know yourself. And that's the thing. When a person has wounds, it doesn't mean that they can't love. It means that they don't love themselves, or they don't believe that they can have love. So they create like all these roadblocks to it. I long for your kisses and your touch. So again, it's not uncommon. I just feel like this person is not a healed twin. So they're more like a past life karmic mate because they're not evolved. Then they have to evolve. And what I see here is that they do everything to avoid having to do the work. Any which way that they can go to make it right, they go the opposite way. Our inner children are crying out right now. We both need to comfort them and become their parents. So this person knows again, and like because of this relationship where this person is extremely, I feel like toxic because they're so childish. They just want to do everything to get a reaction out of you. And if you're connected to them, if you're here today to find out about them, that definitely means that your inner child needs healing. And this person, we can obviously see by their actions that their inner child needs healing. So that's the problem. As twin flames, we are here to ascend and help others to do the same. So again, they are like, I'd say, not fully evolved twin flame, which is again is a past life karmic mate. So twin flames, they need to step into that part. So a past karmic mate can step into their divine counter, their divine being and match with their divine counterpart. But this person is again, there's a sense that there's so much passion, there's so much love, they recognize who you are, but it's again, they're fighting with themselves because they want it to go a certain way and it's not doing that. And I feel like it's totally unfair, it's totally childish. They don't care. They're used to getting what they want. And so I don't feel like they're a twin flame. I feel like, again, twin flames, we are here to ascend. To ascend, meaning they need to ascend. You came into their life to help them ascend. What I see here is they refuse to ascend because they're playing games, but they can feel like you're supposed to be in their life. They even look at your career or job or feel like they can do something with you, that you guys are supposed to do something together, supposed to birth something. That's why there's all this passion, because passion can symbolize like a baby, but it's also the passion that you birth from a project. And they feel that. And I feel like it's because of you that they admire you. They like everything about you, but they are not mature enough. They need to step it up because they're not ascending. They're not. I feel your energy around me, and I wonder, are you thinking of me too? So it's again, they're tapped in, and you just because you're not with them and doesn't mean that there isn't still love there. I mean, the energy transcended lifetimes. Lifetimes. So of course this person is going to feel you. Not to mention they're obsessive. So they're continually thinking about you. So their energy is all over you. So they actually think that maybe, but it's like I feel like this person's a little delusional. I'm seeing synchronicities like your name and 111 and working out what they mean. So again, even the universe is trying to make this person step up. Even the universe is trying to be like, help guide them because they're so stuck in their ego. They're just so stuck in their ego. Again, our inner child need to come first. Again, they know that they need healing. They know that they need healing. There's love, but they're stuck in their ego, and it's mainly because of their inner child wounds. Let's look and see what are their inner child wounds. Let's see what your inner child wounds are, because right now you're not going to be with this person, and it's because they want to be a child. They want to play games. They don't want to surrender their ego. They want you to change. So let's see why you attracted this person, what this person's moves are, what is the lesson that you're supposed to learn, because that's the only thing that we can get out of a situation that is so frustrating that this person could actually be your divine counterpart. They're supposed to be, but they're not willing to evolve. Can't help ascend other people if you're not ascended. They want to pretend that they're ascended. but they don't want to do the work. So let's look and see again, disassociated. I feel like, again, soulmate twin flames, they tend to mirror the same wound. So we're going to pick 6 cards, but I definitely feel for you and this person, disassociation. That's when the trauma is so bad that we detach from what the actual experience and we don't have any feeling towards it anymore. There's a sense of almost watching somebody else go through it and a numbing feeling. So it's like I feel like the trauma was bad, and that happened from psychological and emotional abuse as well as physical abuse. So I feel like you both went through very hard experiences in childhood that the trauma was so bad that that's what created it. Detachment. So again, because there was no nurturing, no nurturing, like no parent support, no one there for your emotional well-being, no one there to guide you. So when kids have to go out and find out how to figure out their lives, they get overstimulated, they're afraid, they're more intuitive, they're trying to think and logic, but they haven't lived long enough to know really how to process the information of why their parents aren't there helping them, except for they don't like me. I'm not good. I'm bad. The other things are more important. So the trauma from both people not really having that support and nurturing at such a basic level, when I'd say from 0 until like 5 years old, like, and when I say 0, even in the womb, we know when, again, our parent is not stable. And if they're in a bad codependent relationship, this is why the nervous system would be so over responsive that it would affect the actual embryo of when you were an embryo, not even a person. So it's you were in both inherited into family karma, is what this is saying. Again, where joy was robbed, children are full of joy, right? They find joy in everything, the sun, like going out and playing, and just the basic things in life. That's why it says, be like childlike in the Bible, because children have no expectations of how anything's supposed to be. They're just invested in their life, having a good time, imagination, even imaginary friends, right? Even if parents aren't there, children know how to entertain themselves. They'll entertain themselves with a box, they'll entertain themselves with anything. That's why you have to keep an eye on them because they can entertain themselves with the wrong thing. And what I'm feeling is that joy was robbed because, again, parents were never getting along, or there was addiction in the family. There was some sort of imbalance, financial problems, health problems, problems that create like uh, fragmentation within the foundation of the family. And so there was both um, cracks within the foundation of who you perceive that you are and who this person perceives that they are. That's why you're a mirror of who and what comes into your life. And it robbed your joy, because it's our joy when we're actually in our joy. Let me tell you something, that's when our creative mind opens up. That's when we discover who we are. So again, that's not what's happening here for the person that you're connected to. It seems that they get caught up in their addictions. Again, and really needing to cleanse. Again, cleanse yourself. Both needing to cleanse themselves of you, Virgo, and your person need to cleanse of that past family karmic debt, ancestral karma, and also your own karma. And even though, Virgo, you didn't do anything here, being connected to someone that's toxic, and even giving this person the time of day, it's again, it actually keeps you stuck in being in an emotionally void connection, and being in a connection where, again, it's all about the other person. That's kind of how you grew up. So you need to cleanse yourself of those beliefs of feeling unworthy or feeling not good enough. Again, being outdoors in nature, that's actually, like, I feel like a gift. That's the way that you both escaped, to be outside, whether that was to be at other people's friends, whether that was to be like outside and just like playing. Is that you found your own when you were children, and there are still gifts in that. And but it will also needs that you need to ground a lot, especially when in a relationship like this, that's extremely triggering. I mean, this person's always triggered because, again, of the wounds that they have. So being outdoors and being in nature helps us connect to the higher self. It helps us relax, peace, because the universe is actually God, nature is God, the language of sacred geometry that we find in everything from the trees to the grass to everything that's in nature. Well, that's God's language, and being in nature helps us to connect to that part of ourself, which is that higher self, which is unconditional love. That helps us to get back to relaxed. And in that relaxed moment, we get divine guidance. We're not reflecting on what happened in the past, what will happen. This connection, like I said, is one that can keep, there's so many different emotions going on because this is a twin flame connection where your person doesn't even want to heal. So, and that, like I said, creates a lot of anxiety. So going outdoors in nature is very therapeutic, because you need an anchor. Remember, you both didn't have support of mother and father, and family unit is usually your anchor, right? You could always go home, feel safe at home. Being in your body is also your anchor. Being connected to the earth is also an anchor. I feel like both of you both have unhealed trauma. So you both tend to daydream a lot, tend to ruminate a lot, tend to get triggered a lot because of how things have played out. So again, same thing growing up. The trauma would create anxiety, would make you go up in your heads. Same thing. You would go out in nature to help ground. Well, that would help you anchor. Well, you need to do that now. You need to again get grounded, be anchored in your body, because only in the now do you get divine guidance. Coming from the past, well, if again you can't do anything about it, you can't change it, and continually to ruminate on it means that you're stuck in a limited perception about yourself and about the situation, trying to put the square peg in the circle hole. I feel like, again, protection. That this is all about, like, growing up in an environment that didn't make you feel safe. So again, being connected to this type of person doesn't make you feel safe. This person doesn't feel safe in a relationship, but that's because they're not strong within themselves. They need to be anchored within themselves and do their shadow healing. But because that they don't, no matter what connection comes into their life, will always trigger them. For you, knowing that this person is not healthy, it's again, it would bring you exactly back to the environment that you grew up in. Person that's, you know, very selfish and lives more from their wounds than they do like being in the present moment. And that's going to rob your joy. So unfortunately, we have to say, what is the energy that we put into our life? Because these were the things that you need to learn. You need to learn to do more shadow work, That's what this connection is telling you, to do more shadow work, because again, need to integrate the disassociation. Do that by going out in nature and by nurturing yourself and going out and finding joy. The joy is the passion in your life that stir up joy in your life. That's where you find your protection. That's how you anchor yourself. And that's really how you cleanse yourself, because you're cleansing yourself of old habits, behaviorisms, patterns, because you're creating a new life. You're going out and you're finding your joy. And being out in nature, like I said, allows you to really be able to tap into your intuitive higher self. So you'll be able to meditate and reflect on where you want to go, things that you want to do, as long as you're nurturing yourself by investing in yourself. Well, that's the best way to anchor yourself. That's the best way to connect yourself to the earth. That's the best way to connect yourself to your being. And cleansing yourself just means really like integrating all those past traumas. Like, yeah, they did happen, but you did gain wisdom from them and you learned from them. And because you learned from them, you were able to do what you needed to do to actually make a happy life for yourself. Okay, divine light is what popped out. Let's see what this is. I am an expression of love and I shine like the sun. My inner light is my strength and my treasure. My intuitive guides me and to discover the wonder and goodness of who I am. And this is what Spirit says. Your job right now is not to even be connected to this person or anyone. It's to heal, to discover your divine light, to discover again, the expression of love that you want to become. And by giving and receiving of it through, again, your community and through, the things that stir up your soul, and to live more from your intuitiveness. And again, to find the wonders so that you can really, truly find the goodness within inside of you so that you believe it. So you can never attract somebody that's going to play these type of games. And you're like, again, wouldn't give the time. If you really knew your goodness, you would have never given the time to somebody that did this. I don't care what they look like, and I don't care what they do. Because this person right out of the gate, I feel like, showed you who they are. And part of them being cocky in the beginning and not wanting to change is because they showed you who they are right from the beginning. And it's like all of a sudden now you know, and they're like, but I've been like this the whole time and I don't really want to change. And it's like they just want to stay childish. There's nothing you could do with that except for, again, learn, integrate, evolve. I'll talk to you all soon, Virgo. Bye bye.